all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and pepper and heavy D up in the limousine. Hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack, Mr. Magic Marley Marl.
Okay, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. We are here for episode 2. If you're seeing this video now, that means episode 1 is out somewhere. I don't know where I'm gonna put it yet, but it's out. We back at it again. You know, we said we were gonna try it again if we had time, and it's been a couple weeks, but we keeping it pushing regardless. With me, I got the bros. I'm gonna introduce the youngest one because I introduced the oldest one last time. Dom, say what's up.
What's going on?
And I got the oldest with us today. What's up, Dream?
What up?
All right, and we got some topics we're gonna talk about, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, recently the newest 2K26 has dropped, and they have released the top 10 NBA 2K26 NBA players. Basically, this segment, I'm gonna ask Junior and Dom. I'm gonna give the top 10, and I'm gonna give their ratings, and they're gonna tell me if it should be higher, lower, or if it should stay the same. With Junior starting first. All right, so the number one, we got Joker, and his rating is 98. Higher or lower?
Same. It's good.
Dom?
Best
Same.
player in the league.
Oh, what'd you say, Dom?
That's the same.
Okay. Next one is SGA. They have him at 98. What do y'all think?
It's right where it needs to be.
Dom?
Lower.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. All right, the number third highest rated player is Giannis Antetokounmpo. They have Giannis at 97. Should he be higher or lower? Or is it right perfectly?
I would put Giannis at a 98 with well, he ain't got no three-point shooting. No, I think that's good where he's at. Yeah.
Dom?
Lower. That man cannot shoot the ball. He should
Oh
be
my
at
goodness.
93.
93, okay. All right, no, that's not horrible. We got number 4, which is Luka Doncic. They have Luka at 95. Higher or lower, Dream?
Higher. He should be like a 97. And the
Okay.
man done lost weight. He done lost 97 pounds.
Dom, what do you think?
Higher. You got Giannis at a doggone what, 97? You got Luka at a 95? What is going on in the NBA? Whoever's making this, they need to get slapped.
Oh. The fifth one we have is Anthony Edwards, the second coming of Jordan. He's at a 95. A 95. What do you think, Dream?
I think it's good where it's at. I think last year he regressed just a little bit. Just a little bit. I like the way he played the year before last. He was driving to the basket. He still had the three-point shot, but he relied on his drive. Last year, he relied on the three and drove when he needed to. So I feel like that was a bit of a step back, in my opinion, anyway. So I think maybe that's right where it needs to be.
Okay, Dom, I see you getting close to the mic. What do you think?
The GOAT. He's better than Jordan already. He should be higher.
All right. It's not a bad take. All right, we got Steph Chef Curry. He's number 6 at a 94. What do we think about Curry, Dream? Oh, we already know how Dom feels about it.
I missed what happened. I guess oh my goodness, broke his headphones. 94,
He is at a 94, yes.
getting a little older. I think that's okay. I would have liked to see him he's not like he used to be. I think that's a good number. Yeah.
Okay. Dom, I already know what you're about to say. What do you think about Steph being at a 94?
He's the greatest point guard in the history of the game. He deserves to be higher. They're acting like this man did not single-handedly win the USA basketball himself. He's the greatest shooter alive. He's the greatest shooter ever. He should be higher. Do not disrespect this man's name.
I'd have jumped through this camera, Dominique.
So,
Wild.
all right. So we feel a little different about Curry. Makes sense. Let's talk about the GOAT, Bron James. He is 7th at a 94. How do we feel about
James.
that rating for him?
Go James, 94. I think ain't nothing wrong with it. He ain't as good as he used to be, and he ain't no worse than if it was anything like a 90, 91, I'd be like, I don't know about that, but I think 94 is good right where he's at. Yeah.
All right, Dom. Brian out of 94. What do you think?
I say that's pretty good because he's not really a scorer first. He scores when he needs to. He mainly relies on his passing. So I say 94 is. I
Yeah.
would put him like maybe 95, 96 because I mean we are talking about one of the greatest to ever do it. So it's just that yeah, maybe his game has changed, but his game has changed and he still is very proficient in the game that he has now. So I say he should be maybe a little bit higher, but I said 94 I can agree with.
Not to mention being a 94 in year, what, 24, 23, which I don't know what season he's entering.
I'm not sure.
I
It
think it's
Ask
like
Siri.
It's still crazy
yeah.
because you got some people like AE entering like his third or fourth year and is at 95. So, hey, that's the GOAT right there. All right. We got Jason Tatum. Tatum is at a 94. How are we feeling about that?
I feel like it should have been a little higher, maybe 96. I think should have went a little higher than that. Yeah, I was a little disappointed with his playoff performance last year. Well, actually Boston as a whole, but him particularly. So I don't know if that had anything to do with the rating, but I think it should have been a little higher. Absolutely, he
Okay.
should be better than LeBron. Is my point, really and truly, at his young age.
No, I can. No, that makes sense. In my opinion, right now, I do believe that Tatum is better than Bron in his caliber, not career wise, but
Right,
just season
right now,
wise. Yeah,
right
right
now.
now. Yeah, Tatum, he's a bucket. Yeah, we can't argue that. Dom, how do you feel about Tatum being a 94?
He should be higher. And this is coming from a biased viewpoint too because he's Drew Brees, so but he should definitely be higher.
Yeah.
The Brotherhood's so annoying. No, let me stop. All right, the next one, the alien, Wimbenyana. They have him at a 94 as well. So we have four players at 94. It's interesting. How we feel about Wimby being at a 94?
Dom can go first.
Lower. No, no, he's a rookie. You already put him at a 94. I don't care about none of that. No, don't. No. What has he proven? Yeah, he's 7'4". He can do a lot of stuff. But what has he proven?
He coming up on year three, right? I mean, I think that I went and saw him play in Charlotte, and I wasn't. Yeah, he tall and he could do some pretty amazing things, like barely like jump this high off the ground and dunk the ball, right? But I feel like it's just very, like Anthony said, it might be some wasted potential. I don't know if it's because he's playing with San Antonio and they need to get their ducks in a row. Um, but you said he's at a 94, right?
Yeah, Wimbenyana is at a 94.
He shouldn't be above 90 in my opinion. I think he should be like around 88, because I don't think I'm not gonna say he's that great. I don't think I think he's good. I don't think he's that great though, but I don't know. I feel like that's a little high because he ain't, like Dom said, he hasn't done anything. You know, did he win Defensive Player of the Year? Yeah, I think he did. If I'm not mistaken,
Uh,
I have to check the stats. We could check it later. Maybe we talk about it later. But and maybe he's made a defensive all team already because the man blocks a lot of shots. But I got to look up his stats without really knowing. But I wasn't impressed last year, nor was I impressed the year before that. So
yeah, I believe in 2024, Defensive Player of the Year was Rudy Gobert. 2025, the Cleveland Cavaliers, Evan Mobley.
okay,
Can't forget
Yeah,
about Evan Mobley, very
yeah.
underrated
okay,
player.
yeah, yeah.
So he might have been in the
So
running, but he didn't. That wasn't him.
right,
Not
right, right, right.
not to say that he isn't gonna get it because it's for sure incoming.
Oh yeah,
If he stays healthy and plays exactly the way he's playing right now, it's incoming. Yeah, 94. I also think is a little too high though. Spurs record was atrocious last year,
bad.
so we're
I
not
mean,
gonna
they got
talk
a
about
top
that.
five pick this past year, didn't they? This past draft.
Yep, they got
shoot.
They get Dylan Harper, didn't they?
They got Dylan Harper.
Yeah,
Yeah, they got
That's
Harper.
insane.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
insane. And they got a 94 player, 94 ranked player according to 2K on their team. That's insane.
And they got Rookie of the Year Castle on their squad also. So, hey, Spurs might be dangerous this year, man. I can't wait to see how the Spurs look.
They got
This year is
runners.
gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so let's go ahead and get into our last player, which I feel some type of way about this rating as well. We have Slim Reaper, Kevin Durant, at a 93. How are we feeling about Kevin Durant being at a 93? I'll let Dom go first. He grabbed his mic real fast. Let's see how I feel about Kevin Durant.
We're talking about the greatest scorer on the floor at a 93. The NBA needs to do better. What are they doing in their lives? They're disrespecting these people. They are disrespecting KD. We're not acting like he is not the one that single-handedly carried the Brooklyn Nets. You cannot stop that man from scoring. He has his way with the defense. The only thing you can do is try to slow him down. If you slow him down, you're still getting 30. It doesn't matter. Put him at a 97.
A 97. Okay. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
not mad at that. Junior, what do you think about KD being at a 93 on the 2K?
Yeah, I think that's a little low. I do think that's a little disrespectful on 2K's part. I don't think they. I think when you look at the body of work that he did last year, I mean, I don't I don't think Phoenix made the playoffs, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I thought they made first round and then got exit.
Got
Oh, was it play
okay.
in? Was it play in?
I can't remember. I gotta check my stats, but I don't think that they, like Dom said, best scorer in maybe in this generation next to my man Carmelo Anthony, but he's KD is right up there, top scorer, can't stop him, high release point, you ain't getting up there to block it, you know. Um, so yeah, I think 93 is a little disrespectful. I mean, shucks, l- if I had to put, I don't know, again, I don't know the numbers, but if I had to put him next to LeBron last year, I would think that KD would have been better than LeBron, right? Bron was what, 93?
Uh,
No, 94, 95?
yes, 94.
Which one?
It was
94?
94, sorry.
He should, I mean, shucks, KD should be 95, 96 easily.
Yeah, yeah. Also, just a quick stat: the Phoenix Suns missed the playoffs recently.
I thought
So,
so.
Was it a
yeah.
play-in game that they lost in?
Uh, it don't say. It just said they just failed to make it.
Okay.
They
I
weren't
think they
that.
missed it all together.
Yeah, they
Good.
weren't. They weren't that great for being honest. Yeah.
Bad year. Very bad. I don't know what was going on. How do you have three perennial all-stars between Book, KD, and Brad and don't make the playoffs? They're
No
like, oh, they don't have
chemistry.
any depth. But you
I'll
got
tell
you
you.
can still win some games in the regular season with those three. Come on now,
No
you don't need
chemistry.
depth.
Cause
Yeah.
you gotta think D Book, he has to have the ball in his hands to score. And it's the same thing with KD. You can have KD come off screen and score, but if D Book got the hand, then 95% of the time that shot is going up. He's not passing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about one more 2K rating though.
Okay. One more 2K
For
rating.
rookie, Conker Nipple. That man is at 75.
He's a rookie.
I don't care.
What
He's
do
a
they
He's
have?
on the
rookie.
he's on the Hornets. He's already won the Hornets.
That does not help your rating.
He's already won the Hornets, the doggone what
The
was it?
Summer League. The
Summer
Summer
Yeah,
League.
League.
the Summer
The
League
Summer League.
championship. He's already making that change. Put that man at 80.
No, no.
At a 80. My
I agree
glorious
with 80, but 77. You said 77, right?
now 75.
75. Oof,
That
yeah,
is
that's a little low.
low.
Yeah, that's a little low. But he's a rookie and he's on the Hornets. And with the way the Hornets be developing players, I'm going to be honest with you, he'd be fortunate if he gets above 85 in his career. He'll be at an 85 his entire Hornets career, leave and go somewhere else. And all of a sudden this man playing at a 98, some kind of way. I mean, shoot.
But
Yeah,
hear
that's
me
kind of
out.
like how. Wait, That's kind of Jerry saying that you leave and play a lot better. That's kind of like PJ Washington when
PJ,
he
For
left.
sure.
PJ Washington when he left, went to the Mavs and started
man,
hooping.
I was
bro,
like, who is he? Who is
PJ
he?
left. Bro, PJ left and became an all-star defense. They was like, oh, he one of the defensive players and
Right.
best defensive players in the league. I was like, I was watching this. I was watching this man in Charlotte get dogged year after year after year, and then they talking about some. Oh, he the best defender in the league because he went to the Mavericks. I said
That,
that is crazy talk. That is insane.
man,
This man left Charlotte, stopped rapping, focused on basketball, and overnight became a model citizen some kind of way.
for sure.
Yeah,
Good gracious.
yeah.
I still gotta stand by my glorious King Khan. He's already won us the summer league. He was putting work in at Duke. Put that man at an 80. Get him out of Charlotte. He'll move up to a 90 easily. His jumper is
Pure.
I, he's gonna be a better shooter than Steph Curry.
Wait, do you want us to
On
agree with
that
you? You want us to
on
agree
that
with
note,
you?
on that note, that was top three at Bushy. We appreciate all y'all for coming out.
That's a terrible take.
I gotta
Oh my
clickbait some way or another.
Oh my gosh. It's funny. Dom said Khan is at 75. Imagine where the Cooper, where do y'all think Cooper's at? And Dom, you probably have the page pulled up already with the 2K ratings. But Junior, what do you think
Yeah,
Cooper
with
is at?
that.
Coop probably, and keep in mind, Coop. He's the truth, man. I like him. I like his play style. He definitely in the 80s. He probably about a 83, 82.
So on 2Kratings.com, they have the number one draft pick Cooper Flag at 82.
Mm.
So that's a good guess. And they got the second draft pick Dale Harper that's going to the Spurs at a 78.
Yeah, I'm about to say definitely about a low, high
Yeah.
70s.
And they got who I think will be Rookie of the Year, VJ
Ace
Edgecombe.
Bale.
No,
Oh,
no,
EJ. Yeah.
Ace dropped. He was supposed to go top three, but he's acting crazy during recruiting and whatnot. But VJ Edgecombe is at a 76. My pick for the Rookie of the Year. So, and Khan is at 75. They got Ace Bailey at a 77. That's interesting. So he's higher than
Khan.
Khan
That's
and
disrespect.
VJ. Yeah,
That's
that's interesting.
disrespect. Like I said, whoever's doing the
I
2K ratings need to be slapped. I'll pimp slap them for them.
I agree. I agree with the ratings, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, on to our next topic. So we have kind of a broad question. What makes a good basketball team? Is it having a couple of star players on the squad or everybody playing a role and getting the best shot possible? So let's start off with Junior with that question first.
For sure. So that's a good question because, the way, you know, people train, you know, future NBA players nowadays, generally it geared towards more so uh elevating your play, which is of course important, and making the best like assassin when it comes to like scoring at all three levels, being able to pass, but with a little emphasis on defense. But I think so. I think the way the league is going towards nowadays is kind of making sure that you have at least one or two guys that can be your go-getters, and then everybody else play their role, whether it be, Duncan, um, grabbing a rebound, kind of like a Mitchell Robinson or a Rudy Gobert. That's all they do is rebound, block shots, and dunk the ball. Don't do nothing out of that. Then you got your guys that gonna check the highest scoring player on the other team to slow them down. And then you got your other two guys that are your scorers, usually a point guard and maybe a shooting guard or maybe a point guard and your small forward, etc. So I think the better way to do it, in my opinion, is to make sure that everybody is kind of proficient at everything. So when somebody goes down or somebody gets hurt, then you still are able to recover and still, have a good run. I mean, if you look at the way Indiana played ball this past NBA Finals, Hallie went down, but they were still able to do okay without him, even though, he wasn't playing because they still had, TJ who was proficient at a lot of different things. And they were, they could still, fill that gap, so to speak. So everybody knew that, okay, this is the way we play. We don't have to solely rely on Halliburton. We can score points too. And they just went out there and got it done. But if you look at like OKC with Shea Gildress, then it's like, okay, Shea gonna do his thing, and if he wants us to go do something, then we'll go ahead and do it. And it's like, so I feel like that wears down your player. So when somebody like SGA gets hurt, you know, you kind of at a standstill. You got to make up those 30 points or those 40 points that he scores a night, right? It's very hard to do. But if we just need to make up 10 points, we can get Obi Toppin to give us 10 points, right? We can get Pascal Siakam to give us instead of 10, give us 20. We can make up in those areas. But when you're trying to make up 30 to 40 points with one player, because that's who you're going to, that is hard to do.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Dom, what do you think about what makes a good basketball team?
I agree with Junior. You got to have at least one or two people. I take y'all back a few years. The greatest example of that was Golden State Warriors 2015. They had a bunch of role players that did what they needed to do consistently. And let's keep in mind that Draymond at that time was one of the role players. He got your rebounds for you. Sean Livingston, he was a midi assassin. He go out there get you a few 15, 20 points. But then you got that primetime player, which is still primetime player today for Golden State, which is Curry. So that's just one of the examples that I will use for you got to have at least two people, max three, to win a championship or have a decent team. But I will also say you do have like the Clippers, the Brooklyn Nets, all of them to where they did have three good superstars, but they really didn't do nothing. Kyrie was squeaking out at that time for the Nets, but the Clippers, they have a lot of superstars now, but I really don't think they're going to do anything because there's no chemistry there. When you have a team that's been working together for a while and you know what your role players' roles are and they know what their roles are, then it's hard to stop them. I ain't gonna lie. It reminds me of us back in Bushy. We knew what our roles are and we was undefeated. We had nights undefeated. So
Yep.
that's my take on that.
You
Yeah.
know, I will say, I do think it's very important to have a quote unquote like a really good go getter on the squad. Like if you need a bucket, hey, we're gonna give it to so and so. They gonna obviously get us a bucket. However, I think it's very good that if a team have like very well rounded players. And I think the best example of this coming up into the season is obviously the Dallas Mavericks. Oh my gosh, they have a bunch of good players on one squad. If that chemistry, which I'm almost 100% positive that chemistry will be there, and the reason why that chemistry is there, because on paper, they should win the championship. They have the number one draft pick, Cooper Flag. They have some really good big men, Gafford, PJ when he needs to be a big man. Yes, Davis is there. But like I always say, a healthy Davis is a top three player in the league.
25 and 15.
Yep.
Yes, and
Easily.
not to mention they also have Clay, who yes, he's not as consistent as he was Golden State days, but you never want to count him out.
Right.
So that's a really well-rounded team, and I like teams like that nowadays. I see it in OKC. Obviously, they paid them boys. I saw the contracts. The boys got paid, and it's going to keep them there. And the other people, they're staying, which I think is real good. So, yeah, a well-rounded team, I think, wins championships. And also, not to mention, on top of that, one vet. I tell you, one vet on the squad also helps the team out too. But
Yeah.
yeah, because if you put all your eggs in one basket and that basket gets a hole in it, all your eggs fall out. I.e., your star player getting hurt, it's up for the squad. So yeah, just having a well-rounded team, I think that's what makes the best basketball team. All right, we are wrapping up our top three podcast for today, and you know what comes at the end? It comes our top three special, and today's topic is top three fast food restaurant chains. So, Junior, go ahead and start it off for us.
All right. So my top three, my number one, I got Bojangles. Everybody that knows anything about the East Coast down here in the South region, part of where we at here in North Carolina. I mean, it's always about Bojangles. Got to get you a Cajun filet with cheese, and if you like, hash browns with a little onion, get them bow rounds, or if you like the Cajun fries and get you a sweet tea, or North Carolina's very own Cheerwine. So you gotta go to Bojangles. Them Supremes are good. The Bowberry biscuit, oh my God, biscuit, icing, blueberries. That's always amazing. So Bojangles is my number one. My number two is Cane's. Now, Cane's to me is kind of like Cane's or Zaxby's because to me they kind of go hand in hand because the sauce to me is about the same. When you go into the restaurant, the vibe is kind of the same too. But man, the chicken is the specialty. Chicken with the bread and the sauce, fries, can't go wrong with Cane's or Zaxby's, honestly. My number three, we going all the way to the West Coast for this one, is In-N-Out. I ain't gonna lie, I love me some In-N-Out. I don't care for the fries plain, but I love the animal style fries with all the toppings. You got the cheese and the sauce, and then you got to get that burger all the way, with everything on it. Love me some In-N-Out. So that's my top three fast food chains: Bojangles, Cane's, and then In-N-Out.
That's a good top three angle. I'm already hungry. Dom, go ahead and do your top three for us.
My top three. Number one, North Carolina, the best cookout. Cookout. Look, you can go there and get you a burger tray for less than $15 with a large sweet tea. The quesadillas there is mad good. The shakes there is mad good. The Cajun fries, regular fries, it's just all mad good. Number two, underrated in my opinion, Chipotle. Chipotle is my number two. Their bowls there and then their wraps it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat. And then number three, the only reason why they number three on my list because they don't be open on Sundays. Chick-fil-A. If they was open on Sundays, they'd be number one. But just like today, we was passing through Lexington. I wanted some Chick-fil-A, but they was closed. They was closed.
That's not a bad top three. I'm surprised you put Chipotle in your top three.
I'm shocked.
Chipotle is mad underrated. Them bowls, they don't go wrong. They don't go wrong. They always hit.
Don be the one in there recording just to make sure they get their portions right. He just be sitting there like this. He go,
Hey, do what you got to do to get your money's worth, I tell you. My top three. Number one, Hattie B's. I love me some Hattie B's. Whenever I go to Nashville, that's like the first stop of the day. Right when I touch down in Nashville, I go straight to Hattie B's. They season it, reasonable price, and I know it's good because whenever I eat it, I go straight to sleep right afterwards. Obviously, McDonald's is number two. McDonald's goes way back. Even though their prices changed, they still reasonable because if you have the McDonald's app, them points and those coupons and those deals they be having, you can still eat reasonable for like a decent price. You can get like a 20-piece, like some large fries, a large drink for like $8. Nobody else really doing that. So that's number two. Number three, and it would be higher, but they changed their chicken. Bojangles. If you know, you know. Bojangles in the earlier years, their chicken used to taste a lot better than it does now. It's really hard to explain, and their prices are going up too. Like a 3-piece Supreme is like $9 now.
that's
What's
crazy.
going on with that? I get the kids chicken Supreme, so I finesse the system when I need to. But Yeah, that's the top three. That's the podcast for today, boys. It was a good one. Majority about basketball, you know. It was good though. Next one's probably gonna be a little bit more regarding revolving around football because we are entering that season. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Packers, how scared they looking. We're even gonna talk about some college football. You know, why Colorado is looking horrible. That's a that's a story for another day. We're gonna talk about it. But thanks for tuning in, and make sure you be on the lookout for the next time. Peace.